Hey, Mark Nelson from marknelsononline.com. So glad you're all here. And if you're coming in on the replay, just go ahead about a minute before we get into the content. Um, I got some good things to share today, and I think that are going to help you out a ton. So, what do you do when doubt creeps in? That's what I want to talk about. And, it's coming from because I was talking to a teammate, and the word doubt came up. And, it's doubt is interesting, right? Because I really believe everybody goes through it because doubt can come from many places. So what do you do, if you're a network marketing company? Maybe your upline quits. Or if you're like me, I was in a network company and all the top people quit at once and I had no clue what was going on. But then I started doubting, am I in the right company? Should I be doing something different? So that doubt had started to creep into me a little bit. But it doesn't have to be in network marketing. It could be online marketing, right? Do you doubt when you do a Facebook Live and not very many people show up? Or when you do a YouTube video and you don't get anybody to look at it? Or when you write a blog post and maybe nobody sees it? So this little thing of doubt starts creeping. So what do you do when doubt creeps in? So when we're talking about, I want to switch this around because it's really about habits. And your habits produce activity or can predict your activity. And we use two different muscles. See, if you have a habit of inactivity, you're producing that muscle of not doing something every day. So here's what, hey, Pamela, I see you. We should talk because we all have doubt. We really do. So the activity is this, the habit is this, right? Now, I don't know if you've heard this before. It takes 21 days to create a habit. And I've gone through this so many times because most people are doing this part-time when they first start. So their habit is they're going to get up and they're going to make 10 calls. Maybe they set a number and they make 10 calls. And guess what? You make your first call and nobody's there, or it's a bad number. So you try a second call and you get a voicemail. And then you make a decision to not call. So you're developing that muscle of inactivity. Or if you're doing online marketing, right? If you're a blogger and you're setting a goal of doing a blog every day, and one morning you wake up and you have this thought of, I got writer's block. And I get writer's block a lot because I'm a math teacher. Man, I can do numbers, but sometimes those words just don't come out. So you don't do your blog. But see, here's what you've just done. It's that habit of inactivity. So you're building that muscle of inactivity. Or maybe it's doing a video, right? Maybe it's, your goal is to do a 30-second video and we see them. If you're on video and you're watching people, a lot of people come on and do a 30-second tip and put them on Facebook, or a minute tip or a quick tip. And then what happens if you get up there, instead of doing them every day of the week, you miss a couple days? You're setting that muscle up, that inactivity muscle. And then doubt starts to creep in. Because you start wondering, well, why can I do this or can I not do this? You're letting doubt creep in. Facebook Lives, right? Sometimes Facebook Lives it's a challenge to get out here every day. So if you set a goal of being on Facebook Live every day at the same time and you start missing it, guess what? It's that inactivity muscle again. You got to let that inactivity muscle grow a little bit. So the same thing happens. I'm going to talk about the habit of doing activity. So what if you set a goal of doing a video every day? Or you set a goal of making one call for a person each day? Or you set a goal of meeting 2 people on Facebook every day? Right? So even if you start small, you're starting to build a muscle, a good muscle of activity. So in your habits, they predict your activity. So somehow you need to sit down and say, what do I need to do every day? Now, you can't beat yourself up, right? Because we're all very good at that. And when you start beating yourself up, that's when doubt comes in. So if you're going to do Facebook Lives, maybe it's one a week. Just set a time and go. Right? If you're looking for content, go listen to what other people are talking about. I listen to Ray Higdon's podcast a ton. I listen to the morning calls a ton. Not long webinars all the time. Sometimes I'll just pick something for 8 minutes to just pick something for content that I can do a Facebook Live with. Now, I get on a lot of webinars and I take notes. One, so how can I put that webinar into one of my webinars? When you're in a webinar, there's a ton of information there. So here's what I'm talking about today. What do you do when doubt comes in? And it does. I believe in every one of you. So here's the challenge, is today do something. Do an activity. Do a video. 30-second tip. Upload it to Facebook. If you have your blog, write a blog post. Right? If you're a network marketer, try to talk to 2 people today. Go prospect. Meet somebody on Facebook. Go in some groups and find out who is looking for the same thing you're looking for. But create a habit of doing something every day. So here's my habits every day. I get up and I meditate. Or I visualize. Sometimes I use the word meditate and it kind of throws me off because I don't, excuse me. But I'll sit in quiet thought and think about my vision, where I'm headed. And then I do something on personal development, because this is a personal development path. Because of that doubt, we got to build ourselves up all the time. Excuse me. And then I write down the activities that I'm going to do today. And I'm a blogger, so I'm going to write a blog a day. I'm going to do a video today. So what you do is sit down and make your map. What are you going to do every day? You got to take some of that activity so you can start producing this habit or this muscle of doing something every day. And the more and more activities you do, the bigger your business is going to grow. So I hope that helped. No, I'm sorry, I got a little catch in my throat. Please put in your comment where you're from. If I can reach out and help each other, let's reach out and just talk, see if we can bounce ideas with each other. Head to my blog, marknelsononline.com. If you're on this, go to notifications and say click for notifications on Facebook Live, and every time I come on, it'll pop up in your newsfeed. So y'all take care. Love y'all, and let's just rock this business, right? Do some activity today. Take that doubt out of your mind. Do one activity. Talk soon. Bye.